Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to go over 16 reasons why you should upgrade from the Mavic Mini 1 to the DJI Mini 2. Now maybe you don't own a drone at the moment and you're thinking, should I start with the Mavic Mini series, and is that £50 upgrade from the Mini 1 to the 2 worth it? Or you might have the Mavic Mini 1 and you're thinking about selling it and then upgrading to the Mavic Mini 2, and then hopefully this video will give you a better understanding whether that upgrade is worth it or not. So 16 reasons why I think this is a good upgrade from the Mavic Mini 1. So let's get into it. So the first one is OcuSync 2.0. The Mini 2 now has the OcuSync 2.0 transmission signal, which can get you 6 kilometers in CE mode. Now it'll be very hard for you to get that distance, as the battery is simply not big enough to get you to that distance and then back home. But what it will give you is a better, more solid connection. And to me that is more important and will give you the confidence flying, unlike the Mavic Mini 1, which is a Wi-Fi based signal which would break up very easily and was unstable, unless you was in the middle of nowhere. If you was in an urban environment, that signal would be awful. So the OcuSync 2.0 on the Mavic Mini 2 I think is worth that upgrade alone, without anything else which you're going to get to. It gives you a much more better consistent signal. So anyway, moving on to number 2. So the second point is the Mini 2 now supports 4K, can shoot 4K 30 with a bitrate of 100 megabits. Now the Mavic Mini 1 only had 40 megabits with a max resolution of 2.7K. So that higher bitrate gives you a crisper and sharper looking image. It's going to make your videos have a lot more detail and quality, especially in a low light situation or when flying at night. You're going to get much better low light performance coming from this Mini 2 than you did on the original Mini. So this is only a small upgrade, but this is now USB-C on both the drone and the controller. So if you've got lots of other devices which are USB-C, you don't have to bring a lot of cables out with you. You can charge the drone directly from USB-C to a power hub, or if you're out on the road and you've got an iPad or say MacBook Pro which is USB-C, you can use the cable to plug directly from the drone into your iPad or to the MacBook Pro, and that will also charge the drone. Also, you'll find when you are charging, that USB-C system gives you a faster charge, so your batteries will charge quicker than you did on the Mavic Mini 1. Only a slight increase, but again, if you've only got the one battery and you're wanting to get that battery charged quick, that all helps. So moving on to number 4, which is the new controller. So this drone now comes with the same controller as the Mavic Air 2. So it is a larger controller, which could be a downside to some people. However, inside of it comes a really large battery. So this controller now can charge your phone when you're flying. So if your phone is low on battery, you can connect the phone directly to this charger, and in the settings this can actually charge your phone. So when you're actually out flying, you don't have to worry about whether the phone battery is going to die, because this can actually charge it. So the battery in this lasts forever. I have got 3 bars and I've done around about 20 flights now, and I've still got 3 bars of battery. So this is a beast. Yes, it's bigger than the original one, but it has much more advantages, which makes it worth that extra size. I find it's really comfortable to hold. The joysticks are just lodged in the bottom here, and you just have a really nice grip. If you've got, say, an Xbox controller, it's a very similar grip, so you have a really nice feel to it. Also on the new controller, the phone now mounts to the top, not the bottom, so it does enable you to actually not having to look down, you can actually look forward, which is better. And also this extends really far, so it connects all phones, even in any cases as well. You can still use an iPad, but you're going to have to get a third-party accessory for that. But it does extend really far, so you can actually get any phone without any problem. So I like the way that they've done the cable management as well. They just slot into the top here, so if you're using a phone, it's on one side, or for the Android connection, it's on this side here. And then you just lift that out, and then it just wraps around, and then you can just put that straight into your phone. Just a really compact, good controller, I think, and it has much more advantages than that original controller. Antennas on the controller are now built in as well, so you should actually face where the drone is, but you can just hold it now without having to move your antennas around. So again, that's much better. So yeah, the controller is bigger, but hopefully you see from that there's so many more advantages to this controller. over the first one. So point 5 is to do with the wind. The DJI Mini 2 now has level 5 wind resistance, which equates to 23 miles per hour winds, whereas the Mavic Mini 1 could only handle level 4, which is 17 miles per hour winds. Now these drones are both 249 grams, so they do struggle in the wind because they are so small. So having that extra ability to fly in stronger winds is definitely an advantage on the Mini 2. It's going to make your flight more enjoyable, and it also could have been a benefit to be able to get that drone back if you're flying in stronger wind conditions. There were reports of the Mini 1 having flyaways because it just wasn't powerful enough to get back to you. So I know it's only a 6 mile an hour difference, but just having that extra ability and performance in the wind is definitely an advantage to this drone. Point 6 is to do with photography. So if you're a photographer or you like doing raw photos, the DJI Mini 2 can now shoot raw photos. It does JPEG and RAW automatically. So it's going to make your pictures afterwards in post look a lot more better and creative, and it has a lot more detail in the photos, being able to capture that raw photos. That's something you couldn't do on the Mavic Mini 1, so it's definitely a nice upgrade we've got with the Mini 2. Point 7 is to do with zoom. The DJI Mini 2 now supports zoom in photos and videos. So in 1080p it has a 4 times zoom, and in 4K it has a 2 times zoom. The Mavic Mini 1 didn't have any zooms. It is only a digital zoom, so it does crop in, it's not optical, but it can punch into something from a distance away and prevent you having to put your drone in harm's way. So it's definitely an advantage, and especially in good daylight conditions, the quality of it from 4K, having that 2 times zoom is definitely an advantage to this drone. Point 8, if you like quick shots, the DJI Mini 2 now has one extra quick shot compared to the Mini 1. It can now have a boomerang quick shot. Also, it allows you to do panorama photos, which you also couldn't do on the Mavic Mini 1. So if you like quick shots, any more quick shots is going to be an advantage to you. And this one now has a boomerang, which is a nice, good quick shot. And that is something you don't get on the Mini 1. So point 9 is battery. This is only a small upgrade, but it is an upgrade nevertheless. This will give you an extra 1 minute of flight time. So the Mini 1 had a 30-minute flight time, and the Mini 2 has a 31-minute flight time. Now, in real-world situations, you're very rare going to get to any of those battery life performances, but you should find that the Mini 2 should have a slightly better battery life than that Mini 1. Also with the battery, point 10 is, if you have a battery from the Mini 1, then you can use one of these on the Mini 2. This battery is actually lighter, but it actually is not as powerful as the battery from the Mini 1, but we've been able to get 1 extra minute of actual battery life out of this. So this is the Mini 2 battery. You can't use this on a Mini 1, but if you've got spare batteries for that Mini 1 and you've sold it with, say, 1 battery and you've got 2 or 3 batteries left over, then you can use your Mini 1 batteries on the Mini 2. It will fit. So that is definitely an advantage if you've got spare batteries from that Mini 1 lying around. Number 11 is this drone is actually quieter than the Mini 1. So you can tell when flying around it does sound quieter, only slightly, but it is quieter than that Mini 1. And any drone where you're going to attract less attention and it's not as noticeable is an advantage. So this drone, another plus point for that. The DJI Mini 2 can fly faster than the Mini 1. So this is not only good for a bit of fun in sports mode or just general flying, but if you're all in those windy conditions and you're going to need that extra speed to be able to get back to you, then the DJI Mini 2 can do this, whereas that Mini 1 would suffer. The DJI Mavic Mini 1, the top speed of that was 29 miles per hour, whereas that DJI Mini 2, the top speed is 35 miles per hour. So again, only 6 miles an hour difference, but that 6 mile an hour difference in wind could make all the difference. So again, another upgrade for this drone. It also has new upgraded motors, which allows it to fly faster and quieter than that Mini 1. So a nice upgrade there too. So the DJI Mini 2 now has a light on the front of the drone, and you can customize this in the settings to different colors, or you can have it do different things like strobe or pulsing, and it just enables you to see the drone better, especially at night. The DJI Mini 1 didn't have a light on the front of the drone, it just had the normal light on the back here. So having that 2 light combo on this Mini 2 enables you to see it better, which definitely helps. So a nice upgrade there as well. Also, it does look really cool when you have it on different colors. You can even have it on multiple colours when it's flying, so that looks nice. Now if you take a lot of photos and videos, you'll know that it does take a long time to transfer them to your phone. Also, it's annoying how you've got to keep your phone attached to the controller and to the drone all in sync. So with the Mavic Mini 2, you don't have to do this. It actually supports quick transfer. So this enables you to transfer the files quickly without having to connect directly to the drone and the controller itself. So it's a much better way. Also, if you've got a long video, you can go on the app and just select part of the video you want to transfer, and it will transfer it directly to your phone memory. And also it's a lot faster, the download speeds increase. I'm not sure of the actual difference in that speed, but from when I've been doing it, it seems to be a lot quicker. So that's a nice option there if you are filming a lot of different videos and you want it to be transferring fast. The DJI Mini 2 now connects to the Galileo satellite system shared with the Mavic Mini 2 and the Pro series. So this will get you more satellite connections. So the Mavic Mini 1 got you around about 15, 16 satellite connections, but with the Mini 2 you're going to get roughly 20, 21 connections. So this will give you a better satellite connection. And not only that, it's going to mean you're going to connect to the satellites faster because there's more available. So when you're actually just setting the drone up, waiting to take off, you're going to be able to take off quicker than you could with that Mini 1. So there you go, 16 reasons why I think you should upgrade to the DJI Mini 2. So are those upgrades enough for you though? Or do you think it's not even an upgrade to me, I'm just going to skip it and go to that Mavic Air 2? The Mini 1 at £369 and the Mini 2 at £419, only being a £50 difference. As I've mentioned, the £50 difference is worth it just for that OcuSync 2.0 for me. But everybody's different, so if you've got any different comments or feelings, it'd be great to hear in the comments down below. But it is an excellent all-round drone now, like this DJI Mini 2. It's not perfect, it has flaws, and we'll get onto those on a different video. And if you're wanting some extra features or the bigger sensor, then you might want to consider skipping this drone and moving to that Air 2 or the Pro 2. But for general day-to-day flying around and getting nice 4K quality videos and good pictures now with that RAW capability, having the longer battery life, the stable signal, the new controller, I really can't knock this Mini 2 too much. It's enabled me to get some nice photos and videos since that firmware update and be able to fly this with confidence. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and we'll see you on the next video. See you next time.